Welcome back to Mobility Insider. I'm Morten Handelsborg. Our channel is not sponsored. All of the views and conclusions are based on me having worked in the automotive business for 35 years. Today we're going to talk about the Skoda Elroq 85. Skoda may not be a brand that is familiar to everyone, but I can assure you that in Europe this is a brand to be reckoned with. Skoda has always been known for making excellent cars, great value for money, focused on the family or the everyday user that needs a car that is reliable and at a fair price. Skoda has been part of the huge Volkswagen group since the early 90s. Last year, Skoda sold 926,600 units worldwide. Year over year, there was a growth of 6.9% in a very competitive market. Traditionally, the best-selling Skoda model has been the Octavia, which takes 1 in 4 Skoda sales worldwide. But recently, Skoda has moved to selling electric cars. Back in 2021, they launched the Enyaq fully electric vehicle, and based on the same platform, they have now launched the Skoda Elroq. Most Skodas are built in Mladé Boleslav in the Czech Republic. And actually the brand Skoda dates back to 1906, first called Laurent and Clément. And back then they launched the Voiturette, which was the first Skoda sent to the market. This is the latest Skoda model. This is called the Elroq 85. It is based on the MEB platform that is also shared with, among others, Ford or Audi Q4 or the Volkswagen ID4 and other cars from the Volkswagen group. The Skoda Elroq was one of the strongest contenders for the title Car of the Year 2025. It did not win the title, but it has won awards in several countries in Europe. The Elroq has Skoda's new modern solid design with a dynamic silhouette and a bold front grille with a sleek LED daytime running light and also some sculpted body lines. The Elroq makes a strong visual statement on the road without being too flashy or offending anyone. Of course, one could also say that the design is a bit grey, but for many potential customers, it hits the sweet spot, I think. Driving the Elroq, it is clear that Skoda had the family user in mind, primarily when they designed the car. You have really spacious interior, you have really useful technology to assist the driver when he or she drives the car. And what I also like is that Skoda offers you in general 2 or 3 ways to change the function or control the car. So you have information on the screen, the big 13-inch screen here. You also have a screen in front of the driver, a smaller one with different types of information. And in this car you also have the optional heads-up display, and they can be combined to show you different pieces of information, so you always have everything readily available. Something that is unique for Skoda in all of the models is that they design some clever solutions that you only find in the Skoda. So you have a cup holder, you can combine the size and move it from left to right, and you have a small bottle and a large bottle. You have an umbrella holder in the car, you have an ice scraper in the car, and you have so many clever solutions that make sure that the family user always has what they need when they go on a long trip. This is the Skoda Elroq 85, and that means it has 286 horsepower, rear-wheel drive. It comes with the large 82 kilowatt-hour battery, and it has the APP 550 motor, the excellent motor from Volkswagen that was recently launched. The WLTP range, Skoda states 581 kilometers. The consumption of the vehicle is actually quite low, and I think you'll get about 485 to almost 500 kilometers in normal usage of the car, and that is quite close to the WLTP range and a really good result. In terms of performance, top speed is 180 kilometers per hour, and Skoda states 0 to 100 will take 6.6 seconds, and I tested that to be 6.76 seconds, so that's close enough for me. In most European markets, the Elroq is also available with smaller battery. There's a version with 59 kilowatt hours gross capacity that has 204 horsepower. And the range, because of that, of course, will be less. And I think 204 horsepower for the car with this size and with the weight is also on the low side, but I have not driven the version with the smaller battery. I think this is what I would recommend for potential buyers of the Elroq. This is the perfect combination for the size and the weight. In terms of charging, the Elroq can charge up to 175 kilowatt. That is the fastest they can do. That will be a charge time 10 to 80% of about 28 minutes. You can precondition the battery. Either you put into the navigation system that you want to go for a charging session, but you can also use the menu to set the preconditioning manually. So here it comes under optimizing battery. You should start battery heating, and now the battery will be preconditioned ahead of the charging session, and it will tell you how fast. So here in this case it says in 33 minutes the battery will be in perfect preheated condition to optimize the charging. The car is surprisingly economical when I compare to other vehicles. The Elroq comes with a good result. I've been driving, so here you see 669 kilometers, and the consumption on average has been 18.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And that is including a trip to the mountains in cold weather, and here in March weather we have an average of about 9 to 10 degrees Celsius. So I also tested the Elroq on my standard test route, which is 58 kilometers, and the Elroq had a fantastic result, the best on the channel so far, with a consumption of just 16.3 kilowatt hours. And why is that so good? Because it compares to the Ford Explorer with the same battery, with the same rear motor, and that had a consumption of 21.0 kilowatt hours. So it is quite a good result, and as I said, a new record for the channel. Skoda has always been known for offering exceptional value for money, and the Elroq is no different. This car has a base price of 42,200 Swiss francs with a big battery and the 286 horsepower motor. With the equipment in this car, including the e-Bravo package that gives you a lot of equipment, including the towing hitch and the other aluminium wheels that are mounted on this car, this will cost you 52,260 Swiss francs. And you also get a 100,000 kilometer and a 3-year warranty from Skoda when you buy the car. So overall, this makes this car a very competitive proposition and puts the price almost to Tesla territory. Inside the Elroq, there really is a lot of space, so you have plenty of room for head and knees and shoulders. In the luggage compartment, you can fit 470 liters. If you fold the rear seats, you get a significant bigger space, 1,580 liters of capacity. You can load 75 kilos to the roof of the car, and with the towing hitch, you can tow up to 1,200 kilos. The spacious interior of the Elroq is a big advantage, of course, if you have large adults sitting in the rear, but also if you have children who are in a booster seat or in the child seat, because that lifts their legs so they have enough space to stretch the legs without touching the front seat. So on the complaint side, I think the armrest to your right is a bit too low. Anyway, for me, that is the case. And also what is a bit annoying is that the recognition of the key when you approach the vehicle, it opens the car, and if you leave it, it will close the car again. That is a little bit too hectic for me, because if you move away just a little bit, the car will close. And if you're packing the car up for a road trip and you go in and out, that will be quite annoying. And I also experienced twice that the rear hatch will open unintentionally if you're too close to the car, because your foot is close to the rear of the vehicle. That doesn't really work that well, but these are small things in the big scheme. That brings me to the conclusion and the verdict on the Elroq 85. I think the car is going to be a big hit with many families who are looking for a spacious vehicle with decent handling and lots of clever details. So the Elroq drives well, but it doesn't give you any excitement. But on the other hand, I don't think most families are looking for a car that gives you excitement. They're looking for comfort, they're looking for safety and value for money. The Elroq has plenty of really nice details, like the built-in ice scraper, the built-in umbrella holder, and it's got lots of practical hooks for shopping bags and charge cable storage under the tonneau cover. And not least, it's got foamed and carpeted door pockets. Now, it really beats me how a Skoda Elroq feels more luxurious than an Audi Q4 e-tron, and of course at a much lower price. Now, when people are shopping for electric cars, one of the key parameters is the consumption of the vehicle. The Skoda Elroq really did surprise me. On our standard test route, 58 kilometers, the consumption was just 16.3 kilowatt hours, which is a new best on our channel. Over 750 kilometers, the consumption on average in cold March, early spring weather was 18.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And that rounds off a really economical package for the Elroq. At the same time, Skoda promises fast charging with up to 175 kilowatt. So for long trips, this car will do well too. So with the Skoda Elroq, you also get a factory warranty of 3 years up to 100,000 kilometers. The base sticker price for this car with a big battery without additional equipment is just 42,200 Swiss francs, which is very competitive. With the extra equipment, this car stands at 52,260 francs. The compact SUV segment is very competitive and also quite crowded. And in this segment, the Elroq really stands out. With the package and the very attractive prices, this is a very attractive proposition for many family buyers. So I've decided to give the Elroq a full 4-star rating. Yes, it has a few things that it could improve, but those are really minor details. Thank you for watching Mobility Insider. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like the video and share it with people you think that might benefit from seeing this video. Thank you and see you in the next one.